It's been a nice little minute since the meta has finally actually changed. Like, the meta has fully shifted. As y'all boys know, that little guards, it's gonna be a lot of pressure for anybody that use a little guard this year. I'm just gonna let y'all boys know, a little guard is not gonna do the job as good as a big guard this year. Y'all know from 2K16, 17, 18, 19, 21 next gen, when it got a big guard build that can almost do everything, hey, everybody drop those small guards and they instantly switch. But as you see in 2K21 next gen, this is what put the icing on the cake for me, because I already knew if we get another game like this with tall guards that can do about everything on the game, I knew the meta was going to end up switching sometime sooner. But the way how NBA 2K23 is set up, it is not a guard-friendly game, a small guard-friendly game. Let's get that right. A small guard-friendly game is not. But look, I'm going to end up showing y'all boys multiple versions of a 6'8 build. The first one I'm going to end up showing y'all is a 6'8", 225 pound, max wingspan, defined body type build. This build right here is a somewhat down. It can do everything. This one is one of those demigods that can actually do everything. I'm not even gonna sweet coat it. I'm gonna give it to you literally plain and simple. This build can do everything that you want it to do. If you're someone that wants to be able to slash, shoot, dribble, and play defense, this is one of those builds that you might have to actually mess with. And before I break it down everything, I want you to actually mess around and take some notes on certain things that I'm about to tell you. With this particular build, being able to get contact dunks, the pro contact dunks, I got a 75 vertical. I can get pro contact dunks off 2 and off 1 with this build. So if you want to end up doing that, you can put pro contacts on your build. All you need is an 84 drive it up, but I went 85 to get the actual nice little alley-oops. But you might see on this build, I have post control. Post control, that's how I got all those badges in my tier 1 on gold and Hall of Fame. So if you're someone that's going to more play inside with it, you still can. But some of you guys might be thinking, why do you have a 45 standing dunk? As a 45 standing dunk, this is literally the sweet spot to even do a standing dunk consistently on NBA 2K23. So keep that in mind. 45 standing dunk, if you want to make any type of build, unless it's like a build that you just like slashing, doing all that, you can put it up higher, but I do prefer you to have it on 45 if you can. But look, as you see, I just took away my post control on this build. Taking away my post control, it literally dropped my actual finishing to 15. Everything else, I threw whatever was left, I threw it on actual defense, playmaking, and shooting. As of doing that, you can end up having an 82 3-pointer if you want, but earlier I had an 80 3-pointer. Having that 80 3-pointer, I still gonna get the same amount of badges, not just have a higher 3-point rating to unlock different jump shot releases. And as the playmaking, 85 pass accuracy, hey, that's way more than enough. But if you're someone that thinks 85 pass accuracy is kind of excessive for your play style and it's going to kill the build that you're trying to make yourself, hey, the best thing I can tell you, you can drop it to 75 or around 78, and then you can put all the extra attributes that you get from that on something else. But as of making it somewhat like this, you could get sharp takeover, but if you do pick the 83 point actual rating, you do not get sharp takeover. So keep that in mind. If you're someone that's looking to get sharp takeover on this build, you have to have around that 82 3-point range, because once you go anything around 80, it does not give me sharp takeover, and especially with my mid-range being higher than my 3-pointer, it's going to end up giving me that shot creating takeover. But as we get to name 3-level score for this build, now watch, with this build right here, the 6'8", 200 pounds, and now I'm going to have the wingspan a little bit shorter than usual. I'm going to end up making the wingspan for this build shorter than the other one we had, because the other one was max wingspan. This one is going to be around 7'4", so we're going to go with 6'8", 200 pounds, 7'4" wingspan. As of doing this, pay attention very closely. As of this build having a smaller wingspan, it's a lot of people that's going to end up trying to get quick first step on Hall of Fame. As of trying to get quick first step on Hall of Fame, you have to have an 89 ball control or around an 88 or 89 speed with ball. As you're trying to upgrade that, you're going to end up lowering your pass accuracy lower. So if you want to go with that 78 range or 80, you can. But hey, once you end up doing that, just know, if you're someone that does not care for having that 85 3-pointer, you could drop it to 82 or even 80 if you want to. But if you want that sharp takeover, just remember, having that sharp takeover, you have to have around that 82 3-point range. But as of the defense dropped way lower than it's compared to the other build that we just seen. But this build still gets contact dunks. It is slightly faster, just it got 2 more on speed and a little bit more on acceleration just because it weighs less. And as of the takeover badges you can choose from, you literally get all the scoring takeover badges. It's going to compare you to like a Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, some builds like that. But as of the actual takeovers, you could possibly get a lockdown takeover on this build, but you would have to sacrifice more on the playmaking or the shooting category of this build. But as you end up getting them, there's going to end up giving you the name 3-point shot creator. Most of the time I was end up messing with this build on an actual 6'8", I was getting 3-point shot creator. But all you really need to shoot up on this game is like a 75 3-pointer, even a 77 3-pointer to even get the good releases. So I would say at least a 77 3-pointer if you really want to actually mess around with an actual 3-point rating and you really think you're a great shooter, mess around with that. But as of this build right here, this is one of those bully builds. So we're going to rock out with this 6'8", 234 pounds, 7'5" wingspan. You could go max wingspan if you want to, but you have to mix with the weight just to get bully on go. But look, we was thinking about at community day, why were we able to end up making point guards that was 6'9", and it was things like this? We already know you can make a 6'8" guard, but most of the time when you make a 6'8" guard, it wasn't a good build. Now in NBA 2K23, you can make a 6'8" guard and be a good build on this game and actually compete. So as you look at the stats, I do get contact dunks, and I'm able to end up getting that 86 driver dunk just because to end up getting that limitless takeoff on go. But as me having 16 actual finishing badges, I'm gonna have to throw my actual 4 extra badge points on finishing just to end up getting limitless takeoff and bully if I want both. But as you end up getting your core badge, that wasn't be a big problem, so you might want to actually pay attention to those few things to end up putting on shooting or end up putting on playmaking if you want to. But as of this build, it has the same thing with the Hall of Fame quick first step. As of having Hall of Fame quick first step on this build, you see the defense is going to be better, the actual steal is going to be better, but I'm going to have to sacrifice on a few things. As of shooting, I have an 83 pointer now. After having an 83 pointer, I got an 80 speed, a 75 acceleration. Now I have an 89 strength to actually knock people off me with the bully badge. Then you got an actual 75 vertical to end up getting both contact dunk animations. But with that build, it was a very good build. But as of this next build I'm going to be showing you, it is very similar, but it do get less badge points. This is one of those builds that you're going to really have to, you know what I'm saying, work with if you really want to. But it's just an optional build. This is one like I say about 219, 220. And if you want to mess around with the wingspan, you can. But this build right here, it get elite contact dunks. As this build getting elite contact dunks, you're like, all right, why the badge count look like this? Since this build has elite contact dunks, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot now. The pass accuracy, I told you, 78 or 80, but this build can get quick first step on Hall of Fame. But if you don't care to have that quick first step on Hall of Fame, I do prefer you to have at least an 85 or 86 ball control at that point. What you doing that, look at the actual vertical. The vertical is the 82 to get both contact dunk animations. While you doing that, you're going to have to actually sacrifice more just because you have a 92 driver dunk on this build. But look, I'm going to end up showing you a quick little badge setup if you're someone that does not have the actual requirement to get finishing. So as of the shooting, you got 22. Most of the builds that I showed you had at least 22 or 21 shooting badges and had 22 to 21 playmaking badges. But as a defense, it had about 17 to 18, plus some had a total of at least 22 as well. But as of you seeing for the shooting, if you can end up getting these badges right here, it don't matter if you're a spot up, it don't matter if you're actually dribbling with ball. This build is very diverse. It don't matter which one you pick. I'm telling you, once you take a few stats and mix it in from all the information I gave you from today, it's going to help you in the future. Because look, if I want to end up hopping on this build, I can be a spot up if I want to. I can end up maybe possibly playing the guard position if I really want to ISO, and I can somewhat play a 3-guard lineup if I want to. I can run a quick 2-6-8 3-guard lineup if I want to, with a 6'9 or 6'10 center on my team that can slightly shoot. And when I mean slightly, I mean the bare minimum of having at least a 70 or 75 3-point rating on this game. So look, as of me actually telling y'all boys about the new lineups and everything, I've been seeing a lot of 6'8, 6'7s, and even 6'9 lineups running all together. Running that lineup in the park, stage, things like that, even on the twos. You're going to see a lot of those built in a lot of those lineups nowadays. And if you're someone that's playing on a small guard, it is putting you at a big disadvantage, especially if you're on next gen. It's going to put you at a big disadvantage on this game because people aren't going to go all those backdoor cuts. You're not going to be able to push off of them because you don't have strength on your build. I told y'all guys when the game first came out, you might want to put a little strength on your guard build, but hey, you really don't need it because at that point, that's not what your guard build is built for doing. But look, if you enjoyed this video, it helped you end up figuring out how you want to make your 6'8 demigod build on NBA 2K23. Hey man, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, check out these 2 videos right here, especially this video at the top. Hey, I got the best jump shots on NBA 2K23.